why you keep gaining the weight back, and how to stop. You didn't suddenly lose all your discipline. You didn't wake up one morning and decide to sabotage months of effort. You didn't forget how to count calories. You followed the plan and tracked your food. You dragged yourself to workouts when motivation was low. You watched the number on the scale drop. And then, slowly, almost quietly, it came back. 2 pounds, then 5. Then enough that your genes feel different and you're reevaluating your life choices again. And here's the most frustrating part, you're not even eating that badly. So, what's actually happening? Today, I'm going to walk you through the real reasons you regain the weight, biologically and psychologically, and the exact maintenance skill set that keeps it from happening again. Losing weight is one skill, maintaining it is another, and almost nobody teaches the second one. Let's start with something that might sting a little. Most weight loss plans are built to end at a certain point. They're structured around a specific outcome. Lose 20 pounds, or the 12-week shred, or the big summer transformation. There's a finish line, and you can't wait to cross it. But your life doesn't have a finish line. So when the diet ends, structure disappears, calories go up, and cardio goes down. Tracking becomes, I'll just eyeball it. And you tell yourself you're going back to normal. But if normal created the weight gain in the first place, that's not maintenance. That's relapse with good intentions. Here's the critical question. The last time you lost weight, did you have a written, structured maintenance plan? Or was maintenance just a vague idea? If it was vague, regain wasn't a surprise. It was predictable. Now let's break down the biology. When you enter a calorie deficit, and especially a significant one, your body adapts. This is not backyard science. This is well-documented metabolic compensation. Here's what happens under the surface. Your resting metabolic rate decreases, often more than expected from weight loss alone. Your NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis, drops. You move less without consciously deciding to. Your hunger hormone ghrelin increases. Your satiety hormone leptin decreases. Your thyroid output can deregulate, and cortisol may increase under prolonged stress. Translation? You burn fewer calories. You feel hungrier. You crave energy-dense foods more intensely, and you subconsciously conserve energy. Your body is not trying to ruin your progress. It's trying to protect you. From its perspective, sustained calorie restriction signals instability, and the human body is exceptionally good at surviving instability. Here's the part most people don't understand. When the diet ends and calories increase, your metabolism doesn't instantly rebound. There's a lag period, so your intake rises before your output does. That gap, even 200, 300 calories per day, is enough to create steady weight regain. And because you're coming off restriction, hunger is often elevated. So intake overshoots. Not because you're weak, but because your biology is driving it. This is why so many people feel out of control after dieting. It's not a personality flaw, it's an unplanned transition. Think of your metabolism like a dimmer switch. You turned it down gradually through dieting. You cannot flip it back up overnight without consequences. And if you panic and slam it back down with another crash diet, you make the dimmer even more sensitive next time. That's how the cycle deepens. Now let's talk about the psychological side, because this part is just as powerful. Most people approach fat loss as a temporary role. I'm on a diet. That phrase alone sets an expiration date. When you're on something, you're waiting to be off it. You're enduring, you're tolerating, you're surviving. And once you're off, your baseline habits return. If your baseline identity is, I'm bad with consistency, or I gain weight easily, and I can't control myself around certain foods, then your behavior under stress will eventually align with that story. Humans are wired for identity congruence. We behave in ways that confirm our self-concept. So if weight loss never becomes part of your identity, but only part of your effort, maintenance will always feel temporary. The shift must move from, I'm trying to lose weight, to, I'm someone who trains. I'm someone who prioritizes protein. I'm someone who corrects quickly. Identity is built through repetition, not intensity. Two people can eat the same bad meal. One says, I blew it. The other says, I'll get back to responsible eating next meal. It's the same food, but different ways of identifying with it. That means a different trajectory. So, maintenance is an identity stabilization process. So let's move into the actual maintenance skills. Skill 1, anchor habits. Anchor habits are the 3 to 4 behaviors that remain stable regardless of chaos. Not 10 habits, not a 47-point checklist, just 3 or 4. That's it. The first anchor for most people should be protein at breakfast, around 30 grams. Why? Protein improves the sense of being full. Protein stabilizes blood glucose. Protein reduces late-day cravings. Protein preserves lean mass. If breakfast is caffeine and refined carbohydrates, you create a glucose spike followed by a crash. That crash increases hunger and reduces decision quality. By mid-afternoon, you're negotiating with snack foods and candy bar dispensers at work while running on low blood sugar and stress. That's not a fair fight. Maintenance is not about nighttime willpower. It's about morning stability. Other powerful anchors are a minimum daily step count. Start with 3,000, get a step counter, or your phone probably has an app for that. Try for 3 weekly strength sessions. Figure out your pre-planned protein for each meal and get lots of hydration and less caffeine. Here's something most people overlook about anchor habits. They work because they create automatic decision points. When a behavior is truly anchored, you don't negotiate with yourself about whether to do it. You just do it. The same way you don't debate whether to brush your teeth, you just brush your teeth. That's the automatic level you're building toward. This is critical during high-stress periods like travel, work deadlines, and family chaos, because those are exactly the moments when motivation collapses and willpower runs dry. Your anchors don't care about your motivation. They're already scheduled, already expected, already part of how you move through a day. The question to ask yourself right now is, what are my 3 anchors? Not, what should they theoretically be? What are 3 behaviors, if you protected them no matter what, that would hold your results in place? Write them down, make them specific, then treat them like appointments you can't cancel. Skill 2, use strength training as your metabolic infrastructure. Cardio burns calories while you're doing it, and maybe for a short period of time afterwards, but muscle increases your baseline energy demand 24/7. Lean mass improves insulin sensitivity and raises resting metabolic rate. It also changes body composition at the same scale weight. You don't need daily workouts, you just need progressive stimulus. 3 sessions per week. Compound, multiple muscle group types of lifts. Keep them close to muscular fatigue and progress over time. You are not just exercising to burn calories. You are increasing your metabolic ceiling. The higher your ceiling, the more food flexibility you have in maintenance. Without muscle, maintenance becomes a tightrope. With muscle, it becomes stable ground. Skill 3, non-exercise activity can account for a difference of hundreds of calories per day between individuals. During dieting, activity drops subconsciously. You sit more, you fidget less, you conserve. When calories increase again, non-exercise activity doesn't automatically rebound. That mismatch drives weight regain. Maintenance means guarding daily movement deliberately. Walk after meals, stand during calls, short activity breaks of any kind. Strive for consistent step targets. Nothing extreme, just consistent. Small daily movement outperforms occasional extreme workouts in long-term maintenance always. Skill 4, reverse dieting. If you've been eating 200 calories for months and your progress stalled, eating 1,000 is not a strategy, it's desperation. Reverse dieting gradually increases intake, typically by 50 to 100 calories per week. The goal is metabolic restoration. As calories increase gradually, training improves, non-exercise activity increases, hormonal signals stabilize, food obsession decreases. Many people can maintain a significantly higher calorie intake once properly restored. That's the difference between surviving and living. Your body needs predictability. Without predictability, it clings. Skill 5, environmental design. Most people try to rely on discipline to override their environment. That's exhausting. And it doesn't work long term. The better strategy is to design your environment so the default behavior is the right behavior. If your kitchen counter has a fruit bowl and a protein shaker instead of a bread basket and a candy dish, you make better choices without thinking. If your gym bag is packed the night before and sitting by the door, training happens. If your meal prep containers are visible and ready on Sunday, the week looks completely different than if they're buried in a cabinet somewhere. Environment shapes behavior more powerfully than motivation ever will. Ask yourself, does my environment support maintenance or does it fight it? Look at your kitchen, your schedule, your social calendar, your commute. Where are the points of friction that push you toward poor choices? Where are the points of ease that make it almost effortless to stay on track? Remove the friction, build the ease. Maintenance isn't just a mindset shift, it's a design project. Now let's eliminate the behavior that causes the most damage, the Monday reset. One bad meal does not create fat gain, repeated spirals do, but psychologically, one deviation from it often triggers abandonment. If lunch wasn't perfect, the day is ruined. That logic is flawed. Maintenance requires rapid correction. The rule is simple. Make your next best choice a good one. Not tomorrow, not Monday. Next meal, eat high protein. Hydrate, move, resume your anchors. Consistency is recovery speed. The faster you correct, the less accumulation occurs. People who maintain are not perfect. They just don't escalate small deviations into full regressions. Now let's integrate this into a clear framework. The permanent progress workflow. Step 1. Choose 3 anchor habits that remain stable under stress. Step 2. Weigh once per week under consistent conditions. Track trends, not emotions. Step 3. Batch prep protein weekly to eliminate decision fatigue. Step 4. Train strength year-round, not seasonally. Step 5. Transition out of deficits gradually. Increase calories intentionally while protecting movement. This is architecture, not motivation, not intensity, not punishment. You don't need another restart. You need a system that works during stressful weeks, imperfect weeks, and busy seasons. You don't need your 25-year-old metabolism. You need a strategy that fits your current life. When strategy matches reality, maintenance stops feeling so fragile. And when maintenance stops feeling fragile, weight regain stops being inevitable. There is a winner in your body just waiting to be liberated. If this shifted how you see regained weight, then hit subscribe. Every week, I break down the physiology and psychology of sustainable fat loss without extremes, detoxes, or dramatic resets. If you're ready to implement this structurally into your life, you need to stop ending the plan every time you see the weight returning. Build the system, and this time you will stay.